everyone, welcome back to my channel Canada Stories. I hope you all are doing great. What if I told you you can move to Canada with a CRS score as low as 300? Not only that, but with just a high school qualification. I know it sounds too good, right? The next obvious question that comes to your mind would be, where in Canada? Let's take a look. Isn't Alberta beautiful and luring, you guys? Let's check the agenda of today's video. In today's video, we will be talking about 1. The overview of AINP. 2. The eligibility or requirements to apply for AINP. 3. How to apply for AINP along with the recent update that was rolled out on October 1st. And 4th, we'll also be talking about the jobs in demand in Alberta along with the past cutoff scores in Alberta. Okay guys, before we begin, there was this new update on AINP that was rolled out on October 1st regarding the digitalizing of the application process. All this while it used to be a paper-based method that was quite tedious. Now it's all online. Isn't that a good news? To know more about the same, I want you guys to watch the video till the end. Without further ado, let's begin. As you guys know, today's video is going to be about Alberta Immigration Nominee Program, commonly known as AINP. It is an immigration program that nominates eligible individuals for permanent residence in Alberta. So how does this work? AINP goes through all the candidates available in the express entry pool and sends notification of interest, which is NOI, only to the eligible individuals. Like I explained in my previous PNP video guys, based on the labor market demand, say there is a vacancy for a particular NOC. For example, say there is a vacancy for technicians in Alberta. Then Alberta will come up with a cutoff score that is lesser than the express entry cutoff. However, invitations will be given only to the technicians. Guys, please note, this program is not only for the individuals who are looking for filling up the job market shortage, but also for people who are looking to buy or start a business in Alberta. So, if you get nominated, you receive additional 600 points, thereby guaranteeing your ITA. Now, let's quickly take a look at the streams it has to offer. AINP has 2 streams. 1 is for the entrepreneur, 2 is for the worker. First, the entrepreneur stream is for the self-employed farmers who are looking to buy or start a farm in Alberta. It goes by the name Self-Employed Farmer Stream. I'm not going to be talking about this in this video. Let's take a look at the next category, which is for the worker. Under the worker category, there are 2 streams. 1 is the AOS, which is Alberta Opportunity Stream, which is for the people who live and work in Alberta. This requires a job offer guys, so I'll not be talking about this. However, I will be talking in detail about Alberta Express Entry Stream. In order to apply for the Express Entry Stream, there are certain requirements that one must meet. So, let's check the eligibility. Moving on to the screen now. The first requirement is 67 out of 100 eligibility score. If you are unsure about the score guys, I've made a detailed video on the same. Please find the link in the description box below. The next requirement is to have an active express entry profile. Here guys, there is an important point to note. Please make sure to create a new profile by revoking the old one, if at all your express entry profile is expiring in 5 months or less. The third requirement is a minimum CRS score of 300 points. The fourth requirement is to have stated an interest in immigrating permanently to Alberta. Fifth is 1 year of work experience with respect to the NOC code in demand. Sixth point is proof of funds. For proof of funds guys, I'll leave a link in the description box for your reference, which will help you to understand how much funds you would require depending on the family members. So guys, these are the requirements mentioned in the official website. However, since we are creating an express entry profile, goes without saying we need ECA to be done, and for that the minimum education requirement in terms of education is 12th grade, and also IELTS with minimum CLB of 7. So guys, now that we know the requirements of AINP, there are few other factors that can increase your chances of getting your NOI. Please bear in mind that these are good to have factors, they are not mandatory. Let's quickly take a look. 1. If you have a job offer or work experience in Alberta. 2. If you are a graduate from a Canadian post-secondary institution. 3. If you have close ties like your brother, sister, or your child or your parent living as a permanent resident in Alberta or a Canadian citizen in Alberta. Say for instance, if you don't have any of these 3 good to have factors, what now? It's completely fine guys, you need not worry. As I told you, these are good to have factors, these are not mandatory. So you'll still be eligible for AINP even though you don't have these 3 good to have factors. Now that we are clear on the eligibility part, let's move to the third agenda of the video, which is how to apply. Before we get into the specifics of application process guys, as I told you earlier, there was this update that was rolled out on AINP on October 1st regarding the digitalization of the application process. The process has gotten much better guys. Earlier it used to be a paper-based method, now it's all digital. So guys, the AINP portal was designed to make the process much simpler. In order to access the AINP portal, you will be using a system known as MADI, which is My Alberta Digital ID. I'll let you know about this in detail as we progress, but before that, let's take a look on how to apply. Step 1 is to get your ECA done. Step 2 is your IELTS. And step 3 is creating your express entry profile. Pay attention guys. While creating your express entry profile, you will be asked a question as to which province would you prefer moving to, and you'll have a set of provinces to select. Okay, so there you can select Alberta. As explained earlier guys, so you will be in the express entry pool along with other candidates. If you select Alberta, the AINP officials will be able to pick your profile and send you notification of interest on your existing express entry profile. Step 3 is, once you receive your notification of interest, which is your NOI, you will be responding back to them within 2 weeks of receiving your NOI. When I say responding, it means you'll have to send a mail to them along with a copy of your NOI and your express entry profile number. Guys, in case you have your current or past AINP nominations, please do let them know your status. This is only if applicable. Otherwise, just send them a copy of your NOI and your express entry profile number, you should be good. Now, where do you send these? You will be sending this to this particular email ID. Also guys, please make sure you use one particular email ID for correspondence throughout the process because you will be using the same email ID to create your MADI account as well. Moving to step 4 guys, the AINP will confirm your information once they receive it. If you are selected to apply, you will be receiving a mail requesting you to submit the application, and along with that, you will be receiving a link to the AINP portal. In order to access the AINP portal guys, you should be having a basic MADI account. So let's take a look. A MADI account is basically a free online account for accessing Government of Alberta services online. Instructions will be given to you in the portal. It's quite easy guys, just like creating any other account using basic information like your name, email ID, date of birth, etc. I'll leave a link to the same in the description box below. Again guys, make sure you use the same email ID that you used for NOI correspondence. Moving on to step 5. After you've created the account, you'll have a checklist of documents that you'll need to upload. Moving on to our final step, which is step 6. After uploading your documents, you will be provided with a file number. This file number can also be found in the My Application page. Please save it for your future reference. After that guys, you just have to pay your fee. Guys, please note the application fee for AINP is $500 Canadian and is non-refundable. So guys, these are the 6 steps of AINP. Now, what happens once you apply? Now guys, you will receive a decision on your application via email. If your AINP application is approved, then you become a provincial nominee and you receive a nomination certificate on your Express Entry portal. The AINP will also email you the soft copy of your nomination certificate that you can keep for your future references. Also guys, you have 30 days to accept your nomination in order to receive your ITA for permanent residence and 60 days to apply for your PR. Just so you guys don't get confused, you have 30 days to accept your nomination and 60 days to apply for your PR. Guys, in case you don't accept the nomination within 30 days, then your AINP nomination becomes invalid and you will have to wait to get reselected by AINP and then submit a new application. It's always good to have extra information, guys. So, if your AINP application is declined, then you will be notified via email and the reason for decline will be sent to you. You can also request for reconsideration within 30 days, guys, in case you feel there was an error while assessing your file. But this comes with a service cost of about $100 Canadian. In case you want to make any changes in the application or update to your application after it is submitted, you can mail them your request to the email ID that I mentioned earlier. You can also provide them with your file number. Alright guys, now that we know the eligibility and how to apply, let's take a look on the documents that we need to gather. I'll leave a link in the description box below for your reference. Moving on to the screen now. Let's take a look at the list of documents that are required under Alberta Express Entry stream. So here is the document checklist for the AINP portal. There's one column that mentions the document, the other mentions the requirements. So these are the mandatory documents that is to be submitted by the candidate, like the valid passport, work permit, then the language assessment. So these are the documents in case you take IELTS or TEF or TCF. Then we also have our ECA as mentioned earlier in the video. Then the education, candidate, spouse if applicable. Then we also have the licensing, registration and certification documents that you need to provide if applicable. And if you have your relative like the close tie staying in Alberta, these are the set of documents that you need to provide. Then here comes the employment reference letter. So it must be on the company letterhead and must include job title, salary, then hours of work per week, etc. Then if you have a job offer in Alberta, these are the set of documents. And you have other documents that you need to provide. So you can go through here and there are some important considerations like you have some website which you can check if you have any queries and so on. Moving on to the last part of the video, which is the high demand jobs in Alberta and the past cutoff scores in Alberta. Before we move on to the screen, guys, as per the official website, most occupations under the NOC skill level 0, A, B, C and D are eligible under AINP. Let's take a look. So guys, let's take a look at the list of occupations that are ineligible. As you can see here, you have a list of occupations that are mentioned along with the job category. In one column we have the NOC code and the other column has the job positions that will not be processed. You can find your NOC code under each category like the management occupations, business and finance occupations. Then we also have our natural and applied sciences and related occupations like the civil engineers, construction estimators. As we scroll down, we find more and more job category. Then we also have occupations in manufacturing and utilities like the supervisors, petroleum, gas and chemical processing and utilities. As we scroll down, we have more and more information about the home caretaker, etc. We also have some information about the application volumes by occupation. So the AINP has a high volume of applications. You can find the NOC code along with the job category, and this will give you a fair idea if your application is going to take longer.
So we have the cooks, transport truck drivers, restaurant and food service managers, etc. I was also able to find some information on the Alberta Wage and Salary Survey that was conducted on 2019. So I'm opening this in a new page for you guys. So as you can see here, this is like a PDF booklet. This has all the information, a variety of information regarding the wage and salary survey of Alberta. So the first one gives us hourly wages for selected occupations in 2019. As we scroll down, you'll be able to see the selected occupation by job vacancy rates and average hourly wages. So we have a list of occupation titles here, like the transport truck drivers, lawyers and notaries, landscaping and ground maintenance laborers. Then we also have the job vacancy rate along with the average hourly wage. As we scroll down, there is some detailed information on job vacancy rate by economic region like Calgary, Edmonton, etc. And as we scroll down, we also have the information on average hourly wage by economic region for the year 2019. So this has a detailed information on various categories. This will help you to have a fair idea about the job wages, the jobs that are available in Alberta.
Okay guys, let's take a quick check at the historical cutoffs of AINP.
Let's take a look at Alberta Express Entry Stream Selection draws. So these are the past draws from Jan 10, 2019. So you have the date of draw, the number of notification of interest letters that were sent, and you have the CRS cutoff score. So this is from Jan 10, 2019. The CRS score was about 300, and you can see the list of scores on a monthly basis as and when the cutoffs happened, and this ranges from between 300 to 425 being the highest score. So you can have a look at this, guys.
Alrighty guys, it's time for me to let you go, do your research and get back to me with your queries in the comment section below. I hope you found this video helpful. You know the drill, right? Like, share and subscribe to my channel Canada Stories. My name is Monisha and thank you all for watching. Love you guys. Bye-bye.